Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how you can enrich email and phone numbers for LinkedIn event attendees. The reason why this is a very powerful use case in go-to-market is because the goal of a working go-to-market campaign is to find the right intent about people who showed a specific interest on a topic. Your goal when you run a campaign is to maximize your positive reply rate and your booking rate. And the only way to make that happen is by reaching out to the right person at the right moment. And obviously making sure that you are reaching out to someone with the right contact point. So today I'm going to show you how I've been using Claude Code in particular with some other solutions to automatically scrap people who are attending an event on LinkedIn, enrich their contact data, so find their email, their professional emails and their phone number, and then eventually how can we make sure that we are using the right messaging to target them. All of this using Claude Code, skills that have been built by me and the team, a solution to scrap the attendees from LinkedIn events, and the best solution currently in the market to enrich phone numbers and emails, which is FullEnrich. So let's get straight into it. First thing that we need to do is install FullEnrich MCP server inside of Claude Code. The reason why you need to do this is to create a bridge between Claude Code AI and the solution that will find the phone numbers and the emails. So here we have a complete step-by-step document who's explaining how we can do that. The first thing that you need to do is go into your Claude app, so either on your desktop or on your browser. In this case, I'm going to go directly on the app just here. Then you need to go on Settings. On Settings, you have Connectors. On Connectors, you need to click on Customize, and on Customize, you need to add a new connector. So here, you can either browse from existing one or add a custom connector. For FullEnrich, we will need to add a custom one. You give it a name. I already have FullEnrich set up, but we can just give it a name number 2 and see if it's going to work or not, but it should because it's already in place. Then you need to copy paste the MCP server URL just right here. Add it. A server with this URL already exists. Fail to add connector. That's because we already have FullEnrich set up on my Claude Code. But for you, you won't have this issue. It should work automatically in that case. So once this is done, what you will need to do is go on. Obviously, all the links, guys, are going to be in the description of this video. What you will need to do is go into this specific link where we are sharing an open source public skill that lets you enrich event attendees with FullEnrich. So you really need to install this into your Claude Code environment. If you don't know yet how to use Claude Code, we have also shared a resource in the description of this video walking you step by step into all the different things you need to put in place, your second brain, the APIs, MCPs you need to connect, and also a solution that we have built that's open source called yalc that supports you as your go-to-market operating system, which is something that we're going to cover in coming videos on the channel, so make sure that you subscribe just down here. What essentially this skill is about is giving the ability to Claude Code to interact with a certain logic with the MCP and your API key from FullEnrich. So you will also need to create a FullEnrich account to make this work. So easiest way to install that is just to copy the link right here, go into Claude Code. So here I'm using Claude Code extension inside of Cursor, which is the friendliest way in terms of UI to maximize your usage experience. So what you will need to do is just say to Claude Code, I want you to walk me through the installation of this skill. In our case here, we already have it in place. So I'm not going to walk you through the specificities of that because it's going to highly depend on the structure you have on your Claude Code environment. So we can just remove this right here. And before getting into the Claude Code step, we need first to select an event on LinkedIn. So we're going to get back here on my LinkedIn account. And as we evolve in the B2B sales industry, the way you need to think about finding events is keyword search inside your search bar on LinkedIn. So here, B2B sales, and I'm going to select events. And on the events, I'm going to select one that has more than 10 attendees. Okay, let's take this first one here. Here, guys, what I want you to think about and be aware about is you have different options with this specific skill that we've built to extract people. So either you will need to provide a CSV file, so using another solution to, I'm going to show you which one you could eventually use to extract the attendees from LinkedIn, or you can connect an Apify actor. So Apify is a solution widely known in the market that lets you use different APIs to scrap data, to get access to information that's present on specific UIs. So you can use an Apify actor for that and connect it to Claude Code with the skill that you would have downloaded. Or there is a third, so first option is a CSV that you would provide. Second one is using the Apify actor. And the third one is using a specific playwright script that will open a browser connected to your LinkedIn account and take actions on your behalf. So it's going to take one by one all of the profiles who's attending the event to create the CSV for you. When you download the skill, you can it's going to walk you through all these options. You select the one you want to go for. And if you have any questions, guys, we also have a community where you can join, ask the questions, and get some support on any issues you're eventually experiencing with this whole setup. But the moment you get it done once, it gets a lot easier after that. So in our case here, let's select this one, this event. Regarding the solution I'm going to use to scrap, you have a solution called Phantom Buster, also very well known in the market, that you can use where you would connect your LinkedIn account, and it's going to do on your behalf what I mentioned as a third option. So the playwright script that would open the browser on your behalf, this solution can do that natively for you. So let's do it right now. They have a feature called LinkedIn event. So going to the dashboard, we can browse here what they call phantoms, and then we can go here for LinkedIn event guests export. I'm going to click on use now. I'm going to select my account. I'm going to save it. And then I need to provide an event URL. So here, in this case, be aware, guys, it's super important if you work through this solution, you must be an attendee of the event to export the list of guests. So I'm going to click on attend right here for this event. And then I'm going to take this link. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to click on save. Here, no need to configure anything for this use case. I'm going to click on save once, launch manually, save, and I'm going to launch this. So what it's going to do is directly use my LinkedIn account, because it's connected to this solution, to extract one by one as a CSV file all the information from the people who are attending. But we won't get their phone numbers, we won't get their email. So if you have a team that runs outreach for you through cold emailing or SDRs who are using contact data to run cold calling campaigns, this is a super powerful use case because you can enrich everything for them. In the meantime, whilst the scrap is running, we're going to jump back here on Claude Code, and what we're going to say to it is, I already have the skill installed in my environment. So what I'm going to say is, I will give you a CSV file with LinkedIn event attendees, and I need you to use FullEnrich event attendees skill inside of GTMOS. That's the name of the folder I have on my desktop for Yalc. That's the operating system that I mentioned just before, because this is where I have the skill living. But in your case, it could be living in any other folder that you have. So you will need to call it out to make sure that Claude Code is actually using the skill, the right skill for you. Also, guys, make sure that you are always in plan mode, just to make sure that you are verifying every bit of direction that Claude Code is intending to use to execute a certain type of task or action. So whilst this is running right here, let's get back here. Okay, successful authentication, 40 profiles extracted. We go to results, we download results, and then just make sure that you have a Google Sheet file open in case you would need to use it for any particular verification visualization that you want to do. Here in our case, we already have the result here that are scrapped, so we can import them to visualize and make sure that everything is right. Replace spreadsheet, yeah, import the data. Now I see that I have all this information, but I don't have the email and I don't have the phone number. So here, I'm just gonna download the CSV on my computer. I have it here untitled. So I'm just gonna drop it right here, give it a name. I'm gonna call it FullEnrich test skill. I'm gonna copy the name, getting back right here. I can go now on the plan here. So what Claude Code is telling me is it found a skill, it lives here and accepts a CSV flexible. Where is the CSV file located? So here I can say that the CSV is located on my desktop and the name is. Now we can say that I want the mobile phone numbers and the email. And we go live to a dry run right now. So guys, this is very important, but when you will download the whole setup, you will have what is called a .environment file where you would need to add your API key that you can find on your FullEnrich account. The reason why this is important is because even if you were to connect the MCP server without the API key, Claude Code and the skill won't be able to properly use your whole credits that you have purchased to enrich with the phone number and the email. That's why it's a very important thing to set up when you get the onboarding done. Now, what we need to do is just wait a few seconds for it to work. So I do want to give you, well, okay, so we already have the plan that's set up. Enrich LinkedIn event-attendees CSV via FullEnrich. That's the skill that we have in place here. Everything looks clean so far on the approach. Yeah. Everything looks clean. I can auto-accept. And here, I'm going to modify it to bypass permission so it doesn't block and stop me at each and every single step. Here, as you can see, it takes us a bit of time to set up, but the way I want you to think about it is once you have already connected this skill to your Claude Code, you can add on top of it another automation, another skill that we will be providing as well. That's going to support you work on your whole automated agentic flows that could find eventually for you on your behalf the events based on specific keywords. Once it found the events on specific keywords, it can enrich with the CSV, so have a complete scrap done for you, and then automatically create the enrichment using the FullEnrich skill to find the emails and the phone numbers. If you were to use YALC as the operating system on top of it, you can go one step further and automate the creation of an actual campaign by connecting other tools to sequence, for example, through an email sequencer, the campaign, or to send this to your sales team so they can own it on any tool they use for cold calling. really, I want you guys to think about it as a very advanced workflow that is completely independent from a specific interface. As long as you take an API subscription somewhere, this just works. You can connect the API with the MCP to your local Claude Code environment, and then you just have to see the magic happen. The magic with these guys is you can just wait for it to do the work while you are performing another task. And when you connect all the dots together, you will directly get to the outcome in a way faster way. Because imagine if you have your agent running on the background, finding new events on your behalf on LinkedIn every day or every week, and trigger each of these steps independently, you end up in a spot where you get the best data automatically without much involvement from you. And the magic also with all these use cases, you can decide when to get involved again. Here what we see is that it finished to enrich the output, and now it's gonna inspect, run a verification, and deliver the enriched CSV on my desktop, which we're gonna open together to prove to you that everything worked in the best possible way. It's gonna take us maybe a few more seconds right here. So here, what we see is that we have the enriched CSV created. We can get back on our Google Sheet. We can upload a file that's added just right now. As you can see the time on my desktop, we can open it. And now we see that we got the emails, we get the phone numbers for most of the contacts. So we are only missing 1, 2, 3, 4 for the phone numbers, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for the emails, which is quite powerful because you are now getting direct access to people's information that attending an event to properly run outreach without being that annoying salesperson who's just harassing people. So guys, this is the end-to-end use case. We're gonna be dropping dozens more in the coming weeks, so make sure that you are subscribing to this channel. And if you need help with your actual go-to-market campaigns, you can directly book a call with a member of my team to walk you through how we could eventually support you. Cheers.